down this problem you're having, and I haven't tried working this out yet, so I might take some blind turns or something, but I just want to give it a shot and see how it goes, because I think this will be helpful just to see how the process here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick new game, and right here it says java.lang.null pointer exception null. So a null pointer exception happens commonly when you are trying to do an external method call, like this put here, and you're calling on an object that's not really there. So my suspicion is that either new item is null, probably new item is null, because you probably initialized items already. So probably new item is null. It could also be the case that items is null, but I think this is more likely our culprit. So what we can do about that is, to kind of track this down, is we can click on the line here. Let me see, if you don't have these line numbers, let me just show you. You can go into Options, Preferences, and there's a checkbox here under the Editor tab for display line numbers. So if you make sure that's checked, then you can see the line numbers. That's helpful sometimes, because you'll get error messages from the terminal window sometimes too, that tell you, yeah, like this, that tell you line numbers. So yeah, this says right here at room.java line 91. Okay, and you know, we were lucky this time that it just popped up and put us, you know, highlighted that line, but that's a good thing to have. And then actually this kind of gives you a trace too of where you've been. So this is some more good information here. So the null pointer exception happened at add item, but add item was called from create rooms. If we double click here, it'll bring up, this is the line that we were at in game.java. We were at line 82 when we actually did the add item. So yeah, I don't see, this doesn't look like this should be null. So okay, so maybe items is the culprit then. So now this is making me think this is clearly not going to be null. So when we called add item here, this new item, I don't see this new item being null. So let's just see if items was initialized here. Items. Oh, okay. So items here, you initialized exits, but you didn't initialize items. Okay, so let's do that then. So I'm going to copy this. So basically, if you don't initialize a field and it has an object type like hash map, string, one of these capitalized object types, not a primitive type like int or boolean or something like that. If it has one of these object types, it gets initialized to null. All right, so I'm copying this line, and I'm just going to, you know, use the same idea. I'm just going to say items hash map string item here. Alright, so let's try compiling that. Alright, so that compiles. So now you actually have an items hash map that you can play with. Okay, so just like you did it for exits, you created a new hash map, you have to create it for items. So that way now you have an object, you have a hash map object that you can add stuff to. Otherwise, it's just like I said, it's just initialized to null. Alright, so let's close that out. And I still have a couple of stops in here. So when we run it, it'll break at those points, and we can just make sure that we're doing things right. So I'm going to hold down the Control key, or if you're on a Mac, it would be the Command key, and hit K while I'm in the terminal window here, because that clears out the terminal window. I always do that before a new run, just to make sure I'm not looking at old errors. Okay. And that's compiler. Okay, there's some warnings in here. Yeah, this has to do with, let's see, this is in game.java. So I've actually kind of run Excellent on this stuff before, and Excellent is just a tool. It's an option actually when you're running Java C. Let me just show you real quick. You can run Java C, which is the Java compiler, like straight out of a terminal window, like a terminal, yeah, whatever you might want to use for a terminal window. Let me just see if I have your project up here, Miles. So I'm going to change to that directory. So I'm using Cygwin on the PC. So that's similar to the kind of terminal window you would get on a Mac. You can also, like I said, just go ahead and get Cygwin for the PC. I'm going to drag this folder, and when you drag it, it kind of drops the whole address in there. I'm going to hit enter. So now I'm in the folder where I put your project, and if I say Java C and give it the Excellent option, game.java, it'll tell me where the problems are. So it says here, yeah, with your stack variable. So there have been recent changes in Java that happened since this original code was written. And one of them is the generic classes. So now what we can do is, let's go see what it says, line 23. Let's go to line 23 in game. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, right here. So what you can do is, let's see, it says room counter. What are we putting on that stack? Rooms, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay, so what you can do is generics, just like you do for hash map. You can say room. And if you're using a recent version of Java, you can just use the diamond notation here. Otherwise, you'll need to type in room. If it doesn't compile without room in there, then you'll need that. But the most recent versions of Java, which you probably have, just need the open angle bracket, close angle bracket. Here you're going to need you will need to write in room when you're on the left-hand side here. Okay, let's compile that. All right, do I still have my stops in there? Well, it looks like that stop went away. So that was on line 82, right? And then I had one in room on line 91, was it? Yeah, or line 92. Let's put that in there. So let's just double check and make sure that we now have what we need. So here's the debugger. Okay. So when you put these breakpoints in, these little stop signs, then a debugger will come up. And what you can do is, now we're in the game class, and this is kind of just stepping you through line by line the way your program is actually flowing. So we're in the game class, and we're trying to add a new item to the restaurant. Okay, so and the restaurant is a a room. So when we step into this method, we're going to go over to the room class with our add item method. So I'm going to pick step into here, and the first thing we do, oh yeah, because we're creating a new item, right, is we go in there. So let's just step through this one step, and look what happens here. We got our local variables, which are these guys, description and weight. And then we also have our instance variables. And right now, these instance variables, so a double, if you haven't initialized it yet, just gets to 0. But like I said, any of these, class types where you have like a capital, like string and all those, and hash map would be the same thing. If those aren't initialized, those are null. Okay. So then we can let's step through, and as we step through, watch what happens. So double weight. Okay, so double weight. Oh, double weight. It says 0.5 here. Oh, because we haven't set weight yet. Yeah, we just set description, right? So we set the description to oil 1. So now description has a value, and then weight is going to get set. So let's do that. Okay, so now weight is 0.5. All right, go here. I'm going to say step into again because now I want to go to the add item method here. So first, the first thing we stepped into was this constructor for item. That makes sense, right? Because we had to do the constructor first and then add it. So we're going to step into here, and now we're in room, and we're doing the add item thing. So now items is our instance variable, and now it has an object reference. It's not null, so this should work. So let's see if we can go past that, and yep, it looks good. Looks like we were able to complete it. So I'm going to get rid of this stop sign and get rid of this stop sign, and see if I can find my debugger, and I'm just going to hit the continue button here and close this up and see if I can find my terminal. Sometimes you have to, it can get hidden in the background, so if you uncheck it and then check it again, it'll pop up. Okay, so here it goes. Okay, so now it's up. So now I can try doing play here. And there we go. Okay, so yeah, so that gets you started. So I hope that gives you a little insight into how you can kind of do some of this debugging stuff with the debugger, and just kind of looking through using the error messages and stuff like that. If you have any other questions, go ahead and give me another holler.